Yo, what is up, everybody? We are back with another episode of Bullish's Top Stocks to Watch for the week and why. Thanks for joining us. Before we jump into it, a couple things as always. Hey, these are only my opinions. Do your own due diligence. Everything is IMO, all right? In my own opinion. MIOO. All right, give us the second thing. Give us a sub here on YouTube. Help me feel good about myself. But also, hey, let's engage. Follow me, real_bullish, wherever you get your social media poison. Let's talk some shit. Let's talk some stocks. Let's talk whatever. Hey, let's engage in shit. I really enjoy talking to people and just getting like a different perspective. You know, we probably won't change each other's minds, but at least it's more perspective, different ones. All right, anyways, jumping into it. We are at the start of December, but that also means we are at the last month of the year of 2020. We are almost there. I've loved 2020. Nah, I'm not gonna say that, but hey, 2020 for me, it was a different experience. I've heard talks of a melt up for stocks at the end of the year. Jimmy Chill, my boy Jimmy Chill, Jim Cramer mentioned that I think last week and a half ago, and many outlets kind of generally seem to be bullish on the end of this year, early next year. If you don't know what a melt up is, it's kind of like a glow up. If you don't know what a glow up is, ask a Gen Zer, get them off the TikTok and ask them what a glow up is, and that's what people are kind of expecting for the end of the year, starting next year for a stock market. Why though? Even though COVID is still running rampant and our job numbers and economy overall growing, but still smaller than estimated. Non-farm payroll came out last week, and November added 245,000 jobs, but that was under estimates. We are at about 6.7% unemployment. That's the fifth straight month of slowing job growth. 12 million people, I think it was like 12 or 15 million people could lose unemployment benefits this coming up week. We still have the Dems trying to push a Band-Aid relief package, hopefully to kind of get those unemployment, benefits kind of still going on, but also after that, I think what happened, I'm pretty sure, hey, we're going to have some type of Band-Aid stimulus before the end of the year. But there also is a bigger one promised by Biden when he takes office. Trump is becoming less of a news influence, thank goodness. And we have a few potential vaccines that will hit from Moderna and Pfizer and that whole group. It's just kind of working out Operation Warp Speed, like the getting the rubber to road and getting those things out to us, right? But like I said, hey, with all that being said, look for cyclicals and reopening plays to kind of get increasingly more love over the next few weeks or months, weeks for sure. With tech taking maybe a step back, not like totally like going off the rails, but taking a step back, not being irrelevant at all. Hopefully you can see my screen up here that I have, but hey, just looking at the Qs real quick. So we have the Qs up on the top left. Everything was up basically last week, which is great, I guess. 1.92%. The SPY is up. The Dow Jones, Bitcoin. I've been tracking Bitcoin for a few weeks now. I'm loving playing Bitcoin. That's just me. Like, I think that this is like top right is Bitcoin's bottom left. For the past few days, it's kind of I guess past few days. Bitcoin's up like 8% for the week. That was after kind of the sell-off for the Thanksgiving Day sell-off, which if you got in that, good on you. But basically, hey, Bitcoin's been pretty bullish in my opinion, because for the past few days, it's been, or maybe a week or so, it's kind of been playing at that 19,000 level. It's having a really solid base. Bottom right over here is where I'm kind of seeing it. Hey, really solid base over the past, little while, wanting to kind of go up. And I think this is different from the 27. I've been following Bitcoin forever. I never played it until recently, but I've been following it forever. 2017 was one thing when it went to 20. You see it hit 20 and spike right down. This time around, I think more institutions are buying into it. BlackRock just came out and said, hey, it's something viable, So when you get like BlackRock saying, hey, it's something, it's probably something. But still, hey, I think that it's making a really strong base, consolidating over the last few days to make another run. We'll see how it goes. But hey, I've been having a good time playing Bitcoin. It's been really good for me because I just chart it like any other stock, right? It's not anything new. It's a new technology, but it's the same way you can kind of track it for the most part. December, though, can be a tricky month. There are tons of optimism, like I said, going into 2021. For me, I'm playing smaller and more surgical, keeping my eyes on the indexes, maybe for signs of weakness or reversals or tops even. I just see it being a really tough winter, and most likely it's not the V-shaped recovery that some people expected early on, but something more like a reverse radical where you have like a spike down, a comeback, but not all the way, and it's kind of tapering off. off, or even a K-shaped recovery. There's some people in some industries that are going high into the right as a recovery, and some are just going down. You know, you have that like K-shape, right? And I think it's going to be one of those two, probably a K-shape versus the V-shape. So just something to take a look at. But anyways, hey, markets are flying high. Like I said, all the indexes are up for the week. But still, when shit's flying high, I like to take a step back and say, why is it flying high, and be more cautious about that. Anyways, jumping into my stock plays for the week while I'm watching, and why, of course, I'm going to have to call out Tesla. Let me remove all of these lines. This is like to show you like, hey, I play the fuck out of this thing. Clear drawing set. Yeah, take all that shit out of here. Basically for me, hey, Tesla, as we talked about a couple weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago, they announced S&P inclusion on December 21st. They're going to do it in one foul swoop on December 21st, not over a couple weeks or quarters or whatever. They're doing it all at once, so that's pretty good. Unfortunately for like this week, hey, it pushed really, really hard on that news right here. You know, yeah, pushed really hard on that news. So over the last, few days, it's kind of like for the past week, it was you see a really, really interesting hammer right here, which that sucks, but still, hey, really strong hammer. 600 is a real area of resistance here. I'm still playing this, like I said, hey, up until December 21st, that's when it's going to get included. But still, hey, over here, it finally broke out of that range. It's kind of holding this 600, but hey, 600 this week is a really strong area of resistance. Tesla for the week looks like it's down about 0.5%, right? Like I said, 600 is still really, really hard resistance. S&P inclusion, what does it do? It gives Tesla more credibility. It kind of gives them more exposure. ETFs and indexes that trade in S&P have to buy it, like I said. But from my understanding, they can't actually buy it until closer to the date. But hey, I think that there's still a lot of good upside there. You know, it's staying right at 600. I played it a couple times this week. I played it on this dip right here, and that's how I play Tesla. I just play dips and rips. You know, I see a dip, I take it, and I ride it for the rip. You know, I got it here when it was kind of like when it petered out. There was some really bad news mixed with some good news. It just got an upgrade from Goldman Sachs. So Goldman Sachs is one of the big boys. They upgraded and said to a buy, gave it I think a $780 like price target. We're at fucking 600, just under 600. So hey, there's a fucking lot of upside there. So that's kind of where you see this pop coming off, coming through. So it hit a low of 540. When you see that, for me, hey, I got to take that money all the way up, and that's exactly what I wait for. I wait for those drops when it happens, because it doesn't just drop a little bit; it drops violently. This isn't a 30-minute window. It dropped. It dropped. From 560. To 541, so it's pretty violent, but then it rebounds pretty easily. That's how I like to play. You play it your way, but like I said, don't let FOMO get you. It's at 600. I played it twice this week, basically that dip, that rip. I also played kind of toward the end of the week. It wanted to break 600, but I think it ended up doing it, but still, I just see a lot of resistance here at 600. It keeps hitting it and bouncing off, hitting it, bouncing, hitting. So 600 is right here, right? Let's say ish, keeps on hitting it, bouncing, making lower lows, sell off here. I mean, for me, I'm just playing what it gives me. I'm not trying to do too much. Of course, maybe I'm over trading it, but hey, that's how I find my success. And hey, you find the success your way. I buy the dips and I sell the rips, and that's how I've been doing it. I follow my indicators. I say, hey, the RSI is overbought or oversold. It's not going to break this, and it doesn't. It kind of goes up. Do I really need an extra $1, $2? No. Like when I see it's hitting heavy resistance and it's not trying to break that, then I'm just gonna, hey, I feel that pressure. I let up. People play different ways. That's just how I'm playing it. But still, Tesla, hey, like I said, Goldman Sachs is saying 780 in terms of their price target. It's staying right here about that 600 mark. So when it does break it, if it breaks it or if it dips below, I'm going to play both ways. I'm definitely going to play Tesla again, probably this week, depending on what it does. Like I said, if it breaks the 600 and holds it and holds that break, I'm going to play it. If it dips, hopefully, I would love if it dips below again, give me a good, nice buy entry, and then ride it up until I feel that pressure again. That's how I do it. The other one I'm going to call this week, so that's Tesla. The other one I'm going to call this week is CRM. And why am I calling out CRM? And if you can't see from this chart, massive fucking sell-off for the week. Look at this volume over average for the sell. The volume, like average volume is 35 million per week. They sold off at 131 million shares selling off. Wow. Why did they sell off though? Well, hey, let's go into it. Like, why did they sell off and why am I looking at it? First of all, I love CRM. And the reason why I'm looking at it is because they have an investor day on Tuesday. So they have an investor day. What is the day? It is on 12/8. They have an investor day. So usually for me, I like to use those as catalysts to write up. And I think this is the perfect opportunity to start looking at. And like I said, these are things I'm watching, not necessarily playing all in one week or right away. But this is why I love it. And I've been watching I've been watching CRM because I love Salesforce. I'm a marketing guy. I've been marketing. Salesforce is like the top dog. They sold off really heavily, like I said, but why? They have basically they're buying Slack. And if you don't know what Slack is, it's like a messaging platform that you can use to like instant messaging. People use it a lot for work. I use it in my last job a lot, and I love it so much that I still use it on my own. You know, talking to friends, talking investing and shit like that on the side. But basically, Salesforce is paying $27 billion in cash and stock to acquire Slack, and it doesn't seem like the market's like that at all. As you can see from the fucking super hard sell-off when they announced it on 12/1, markets aren't liking that shit at all. Maybe they say they're paying too much for it. I could see that as a possibility, but still, I think that this puts them in a different league to be able to go after Microsoft, which is their goal. CRM, Salesforce is going after Microsoft, and I think this is the thing that's going to help them do it. If you use Teams, which is Microsoft, if you use Slack, which is now CRM Salesforce next year when it goes through, there's a fucking stark difference. Slack is awesome. I love using it. Teams, I fucking hate it. I never use it. I don't want to use it. So I think that, and that's to say, hey, they're trying to buy, they're trying to purchase, increases in the market share, and this is what they're going for. I love Slack. I love Salesforce. They both had great quarters. They just had earnings also on 12/1. That's where you see also, unfortunately, they had great earnings here on 12/1. You still see that massive sell-off. Let me go into kind of their earnings though. So for CRM that reported on 12/1, they had a top and bottom line beat. What do I mean by that? They had a beat on revenue and they had a beat on earnings per share, but not just like a small one. Revenue was up year over year 20%, right? EPS growth was up 132% year over year. That's fucking amazing. They also raised 2021. The shit was so good. No one's raising guidance now because COVID is that big question mark. Yeah, we don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. Salesforce did raise their guidance for 2021, so that's amazing. But still, the day after, they had a 9% sell-off. But also, like I said, there's some of that merger stuff in there as well. Perfect for me because what I'm going to do is I'm going to follow it to the bottom. I think it's hit a nice little bottom. I'll go into that right now. But also, why am I bullish on Salesforce and Slack? Both. Mark Benioff is a bad man. The CEO and founder of CRM, Salesforce, is a bad man. He does not make dumb fucking acquisitions or decisions. They bought Tableau. People were like, oh, why are you buying Tableau? Fucking rocketed it out the park. Now, I will say this is their biggest acquisition to date, but still, it's not a dumb dude. He knows what he's doing. He knows how he's going to be relevant in that sphere. But also, Slack CEO and co-founder Stuart Butterfield, I love that last name, Butterfield, is a beast in his own right. This is a guy who founded and sold Flickr to Yahoo for $25 million in 2005, and he's staying on to run Slack as a standalone business. This is a bad man too. They're keeping him on. I think that that's a lot of money right there. People love this dude because he's a bad man in his own right. Why? So all that being said, looking at it, why I've been looking at CRM for a while. It never gave me a good price. I could never catch it at a good price. Why do I think this is the one? If you can look at this chart, maybe you'll see why I like it. You see this really hard sell-off candle here. It's racing at the day level to this 200 EMA line here. I'm still using EMAs. I probably should use SMAs, but I'm using the 200 EMA. It's racing to this right here after that really hard sell-off. It's very channely, but also it hit it. It's supporting it. So right here at about 220, so 220, right? It bounced off of that. It's a long tail, so people tried to bring it down more, but it didn't want to go. The next day's candle is still respecting that line, right? But then you have this indecision candle here picking back up. So I love it. That to me, that is not super bullish, but it's pretty bullish. You see this heavy trading volume that came in to sell, and then you see 2 constant days of over average buying. People like, oh fuck, this is a good price. Let me get into it. Respecting the line here. So and then that's just to say, hey, also if you look over the past few days after 825, it was in a pretty good sell-off mode. You see this RSI is slowly going down. It's trying to get this oversold area. It finally does hit this 30, like we said, is oversold, right? So it's a good reversal signal, right? Reversal signal is what I look for. So you see reversal signal here. You see a reversal signal here to me because that volume over average is fucking being there, double, triple, a little over double what the normal average is. Reversal signal here, it's finally oversold. That's what I've been waiting for like a month or so since I started really looking at it. Finally picking back up at the RSI. It hit the bottom. Now it can reverse off of it. And look at this MACD. It's almost wanting to curl under to start being bearish. Like we said, moving average, convergence, divergence. It's trying. It looks like it wants to curl up to start converting to be bullish to then divert to hopefully remain bullish. But hey, 1, 2, 3, there's a lot of indicators. To me, this is really bullish. And how I'm going to play this, hey, I'm going to tell you exactly what the fuck I'm going to do. And I could be wrong. Oh, well, but you know what this does give me? It gives me how I'm going to play it. It gives me, hey, if I'm assuming my hypothesis that it's using this 220 line as support. If it doesn't, if I'm wrong, it's gonna break that, and I'm gonna sell it. I'm gonna stop loss is gonna sell. That's fine. I'm wrong, but that's what I'm using as saying don't go below this. Oh, maybe you can make an argument. You can play the lower tail. I don't know how you want to play it. I play conservative. I play tight as fuck when I'm not too confident about it. I'll use this as a stop loss, and then my price target is gonna be where you see this. It is bullish, bearish in a sense, is making lower highs. So lower high, lower high, lower high, lower high. But still, I think now it's different now that it bottomed out. So I'm gonna play it for this line here, going back to the channel that it's getting. So that's how I'm going to play it. I like Salesforce just because I think that the market very overreacted to that. But hey, you can't outsmart the market, right? You think you're doing it, but you're not. That's how I'm going to play this one because I love Salesforce. I've been looking to get into it for a long time. And that's why I'm fucking bearish or bullish on it versus bearish on it. I like this right here. I like this sell off. I like this. I like this average. I like this reversal. I like this curling up. What I don't like as much about it is that if you look at the week level, it's still selling off for the week level. So the RSI, as opposed to the day level, RSI is still really going down. The MACD doesn't look as bullish. It just looks like it's bear as fuck. But we'll see when we come back into it on Monday how it respects it. But what I do like is it's still respecting this line right here. Of course, it's respecting this. It's respecting at the week level this 10 or 25 EMA. So hey, I like that about it. But still, hey, we'll see how it goes on. This just was a really hard sell off. The other one I'm going to go in, so we got Tesla, we got fucking CRM, Salesforce acquiring Slack and having bomb ass numbers. The other one I'm going to go to MPLN, and the reason why I'm going to MPLN, and it's for a few reasons. I didn't even know what the fuck these people were, but basically what I look at also is like insider buying. So on 12/4 there was they filed with the SEC a huge buy of like, I think it was like $5 million insider buying. So someone who works at the company buying more, that's always a bullish sign to me when you have millions. Like I don't like when I go look and you have 100,000, 200,000, I'm not paying attention to that. But actually over the past, I think it was like month and a half, I put it on Twitter. So real_bullish, it's one of my posts. Basically it's actually $30 million that were invested, but over like a month and a half. The latest one was filed on 12/4. I think it was a director in the company who bought like an extra 5 million shares or $5 million worth of shares, which is fucking huge. But also, hey, I'm gonna say this was a SPAC merger. So if you don't know what a SPAC is, hey, they're pretty loose in terms of it's an avenue. So you have IPOs, you have direct IPOs, you have all these types of ways to go public and be listed on the stock exchange. You can trade it. SPAC is a way. To me, it's one of the, I'm gonna just say shadier ways. I mean, it's one of the ways that I'm not as comfortable with. I actually never traded an SPAC before. So for like all that to say, hey, I was going to do Nicola. We all know what happened with that one, right? That was an S-Pack. But anyways, I've never played S-Packs before. I watch them, but they're always just too kind of weird for me. Like it's kind of like murky. Like, how did you go public? It's like you meet a guy in the fucking alley. He's like, hey, you want to fucking go public? And then you're like, whoa, okay, cool. Bet. But anyways, like I said, hey, this is a purely speculative. This is probably one of the most speculative plays that I've had, but I like it because it has insider buying, right? A huge amount. And it has a chart that I can use to fucking go and look at it and say, okay, this is my plan, right? Also, what I like about this, there was a hard sell-off. So the Yahoo Finance average price, analyst price is $10.50. Right now, we're about the mid sevens, so there's still a lot of room there to go. I did see some legal stuff come up. Of course, SPACs, there has to be legal stuff. There was some like legal stuff that came up recently because, as you see, like this price like shot down really hard over like a span of like a day or something like that. So I did see like some like, when like, I lost money, I'm gonna go sue you. That they like people find attorneys to sue the company when they lost money as a shareholder. Like, fuck, you lose money. Like, you have to be smart about it, you know? Like, I would never think about doing that. But anyways, so insider buying, also, price target is pretty far away. Not pretty far away, but a decent amount from what the analysts say it would be. But what I like about this at the week level, as opposed to CRM, I didn't like the week level. I like the day level. I like the week level. So this, I mean, like I said, this just went public not too long ago. So, there's some of that coming into there. But if I look at this chart, there's a fucking really strong hammer. And a hammer is when the real body of the candle, so this thing here is at least twice the size of the wick, right? That's a very bullish sentiment in a downtrend. So you have a downtrend, you have some indecision here, you have like almost like a spinning top where, there's almost roughly equal amounts on both. But then at this downturn, you have a hammer, which is the sellers are trying to fucking bring the price down. The buyer's like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna bring it up. So it's actually it should be a three pattern play. So you see this, and you wait for a confirmation candle, the next one to then go up, right? So I think I'm going to wait a little bit to see how it opens. Well, definitely going to wait to see how it opens. But this is the beginning. This is two of the three candles you want to see for a bearish sentiment for me, right? Unfortunately, we don't know what the average is for trading volume because we don't know because this is so new. But as you can see here, this selling volume is lower than this buying volume, so that's bullish to me. So here you have this as a potentially bullish candle on the week level. This is pretty bullish as well. But also what I like about this is this, and what I mean by curling the MACD. So the MACD is bearish, right? Oh fuck, it's selling off. Then we find this almost bottom here where the MACD then goes to converge, hopefully to be bullish, right? So it has that really nice curve that I like here. And if you look at it at the day level, what I like about this one, everything's going up. So on the week level, it's nice. On the day level, it's fucking nice as shit. Why do I say that? Well, if you break it down to the day level here, I have same as we looked at CRM. Hey, I'm looking at the reversal, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, hey, this 674, if it breaks below that, sell it. Cause I don't know what the fuck it's going to do. Maybe it bounces here. It's probably going to bounce here. I don't know that. When it breaks what I think it's going to do, I fucking sell it. I'll take a small loss in order to get a better gain. It's a 2-for-1, a 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. So for every $1 you're risking, you better be making at least $2 to justify that trade. If it's not, then don't fuck with it. But I'm saying, hey, this right here is what I'm shooting for, more or less. I could do a Fibonacci retracement and get really into it. But basically what I'm saying is, hey, at the week level it looks good. At the day level it looks good. This RSI is picking up. This MACD converged. You see how it touched? It converged and now it's diverged to being bullish. MACD, you got not a lot of volume, but also a decent amount of volume, right? Coming into there. You see this really, really strong green candle after. Okay, so you can kind of look at this as a type of hammer. It's not really, because this is not double what this is. But basically, as we look at the week level, you see this really strong candle here, a red candle, which is bearish. It reverses off of this, almost like, it's not a hammer, but it's close enough to say, hey, this. And then you have an indecision green candle here, 3 pattern play to be bullish. Then you see that boom green candle, baby, give me that money. And then you go into it that way. So I like it at the day level. Also, breaking it down 30 minutes, hey, it's still looking good. You still have this RSI picking up. You have this MACD wanted to touch, but still looking bearish. To me, hey, you got a lot of shit here. You got a really nice reversal on the bottom. If you were stuck on top at $10, you're pissed. But if you're here, and you got it at, 672, you're probably looking pretty good at it. But hey, I like it. Like I said, this is probably the most speculative play I have. But hey, sometimes you got to risk it to get the biscuit. You know what I'm saying? All right. Anyways, man, this shit's good. Anyways, we had Tesla because, it's staying at that 600 level. Boy, shit, yeah, Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's a bad motherfucker is what I'm saying Bitcoin is right now. I'm just going to go out a limb and say Bitcoin is acting real, real bad. And why do I say real, real bad? Let me show you what I mean by real, real bad. Because, hey, it's fucking consolidating right here. Look at all this consolidation. Ooh, consolidation is sexy as hell, right? Yep, we got this consolidation right here, wanting to build a strong leg to start pushing it up right there. I love that. It hasn't consolidated like that for a while. You see here a little bit when it was kind of trying to gear up and stuff. But hey, it's consolidating really nice. I really like that. At the week level, hey, you needed some pullback so it doesn't get too far extended. When you don't want it too far extended, because then you have to consolidate. And that's where we're at here. It's kind of staying there. And I like that a lot. Like I said, hey, I think this is different from the 2017 run because you have institutional buying like BlackRock and shit saying, hey, we believe in this. We're more or less bought into it right now. I'm paraphrasing paraphrasing, but don't sue me. But I'm just saying, hey, so we have Bitcoin looking real good, consolidating at 1900. We have Tesla coming in because it's also consolidating at that 600 level. Once it breaks 600, watch out, because like I said, Goldman Sachs has a 780 buy rating to it. It said from neutral to buy, and they increase the price target to 780, which is fucking awesome. I'm gonna play it two ways: breaks and holds 600, or it bounces below and we get another 50-point drop, hey, or 20-point drop, or $20 drop. I'm buying the fuck out of that shit. And then ride it back up. I have Salesforce because I've been watching it forever. I love Salesforce. I love Salesforce and I love Slack. I think I'm going to love both of them together. I am, like I said, the market is still kind of like, oh, fuck, you're paying too much for it. But I don't think that, Mark Benioff is like a dumb dude. He's a smart motherfucker. And also, acquiring Stuart Butterfield from Flickr and Slack fame is gonna just add that much to the company, and it's gonna put them at that enterprise level to fight Microsoft, and I think to really one up them, because Microsoft is in my opinion, older slow moving company where CRM isn't afraid to like do shit and break shit, and I love CRM, Salesforce. It's big, but it's not too big. MPLN, like I said, big insider buying. I really didn't even know what they did until today. They do something in like healthcare software or some shit. Their site sucks though. But anyways, big insider buying over the last month. Definitely big insider buying on 12/4. $5 million worth of shares were bought by a director inside. So that's always a good sign. Institutional buying, look for it. Follow the big money. As a retail trader, I don't have fucking money like that. I follow the big money because they're making the bets. And I'm just like, let me get some of that. I like the day. I like the week chart. I like the day chart on MPLN. That's going to be a good one, I think. Also, before I forget, it's going to be a great week for IPOs. Why do I say that? IPOs this week are going to be DoorDash, Airbnb, and Carta. If you haven't heard, you probably haven't heard of Carta, but trust me, Carta is a baller in like the equity space. Like if you work for a tech or any company and they say, they vest you shares, it's actually in Carta. So Carta is a bad company, really good. Airbnb, like I said, DoorDash, also. Out of those, I would be the most bullish on Airbnb, second Carta, third DoorDash. Just, DoorDash, like the food delivery margins to me aren't like the best. It's like a race to the bottom with all the promo codes and stuff. Airbnb and Carta don't have that problem. I love the way that Airbnb has actually shifted in COVID to be not just like a getaway thing. It's been like a work remote thing. I like how they pivoted like on the fly to be more relevant during COVID. And I thought that was super smart. Like, hey, they're so fast in reacting to the climate, which is why I'm super bearish or bullish on Airbnb. Carta, just because, hey, companies need that. It's basically B2B business software to help you give people equity easier. And I've used it before. It's super easy to use. Super fun to use. I like it. It's like it shows you like how much stock you have invested in. It's fun. I like to look at it every once in a while and say, oh, cool, I got stock. Anyway, DoorDash, like I said, I actually even though DoorDash of those is my favorite. So I use DoorDash so much that I have to fucking delete DoorDash from my phone because I'm getting too fat and I'm spending too much money on delivery. So DoorDash, actually, I love the most as a company using it. But to me, hey, not the best investment necessarily, just because I don't think they have figured out like the margins and stuff. But hey, that's just me. Like I said, for IPOs, how I played them before, and I think the last time we talked about IPOs was when Palantir IPO'd right after Snow IPO'd. And like I said then, hey, the way I like to play it is if I can get that entry-level price, so whatever the price is when it starts the IPO process, so when they go onto the market, the closest I can get to that is better. If it's more than 5% from the opening price, I'm not going to fuck with it, because when you look at it, so it's been a red hot year for IPOs. The average IPO increased 22%, right? Snowflake, actually, when Snowflake was before Palantir, they IPO'd, the Warren Buffett backed digital play, data play, they doubled in price in the first fucking day. IPOs with the big name are hot, but also, like I said, hey, that's the best case scenario. A fucking double in the first day price. 22% is what you can kind of expect in that first like day, a week, or whatever. So if it gets too far extended, don't let FOMO hit you. So price opens at like, let's say price opens at $30 and it's already at $40. You probably want to leave that shit alone because the money's been made, unless you're trying to hold it long. But I like to play two ways. Like the way I play Palantir, I like to play opening day if I can get a good price. sell it pretty quickly, make my little 5%, whatever, whenever I'm feeling that pressure, make that shit. Hey, like I said, I try to make 5%. I try to hit home runs when I can, but I'm not going to swing for the fences every time. I'm going to try to get on base, girl. I'm trying to get on base. So, my little 5% game, get it. So out of those three, I'm going to play one of them. I can guarantee you it's about which one I get at the best price. And then later, a month, maybe a month and a half, 2 months down the road, when the dust clears, then it's going to be at the normal price of what it's going to do. So I'm going to come back and say, okay, cool. This is the normal price after a month, 2 months, like I did with Palantir. Let me play at this level now and then trade it, but in the middle, you kind of get stuck there. So be on the lookout. So like I said, hey, wrapping it up. This is going to be a long one. Sorry about that. But again, follow real_bullish wherever you get your social media poison. Let's engage. I throw a lot of shit out there sometimes, and it's cool to like get people to engage and stuff and talk shit. And I learned some stuff too. Learn new tickers and shit. People send me stuff all the time. Like, hey, check this one out. Okay, cool. This sucks. Oh, okay. This one's great. But anyways, I love that. I love dialoguing and like keeping that open. But anyways, give me a follow here on YouTube. I really appreciate that. Stay bullish, fam, and good luck for all in the trading upcoming. And remember a few things. Wash your hands, wear a mask, and fucking social distance. Like, damn, y'all breath stanky as hell. Get away. All right. Peace.